that Watson is speaking out?
I'm kind of old school. I think you play, you get paid a ton of money to do a certain job, and just do it and let the chips fall where they may. I think we make too much money to voice an opinion, but I'm not saying he's wrong. I think it's a different day and time, and it'll be interesting to see how the organization handles it.
What?
They get paid a lot of money to do a certain job, so you shouldn't say anything. That's
Sounds like he's saying shut up and dribble.
Very familiar to me.
Shut up and dribble.
It's very familiar to me. Look, man, Brett Favre is interesting because Brett Favre has done things in his career and said things in his career and kept teams on the hook in his career. So I don't really get why he's saying what he's saying. Deshaun's going to do what Deshaun needs to do, regardless of the amount of money that you're paying him. That's the problem that we have. Just because you make a certain amount of money as an athlete, people automatically assume that you're supposed to be happy and say nothing and just be quiet and go in your little corner. That's the wrong mentality to even approach it with. So I don't really know what Brett is even talking about. Like, what are you saying? Because you made a bunch of money, and once upon a time, you was not happy with an organization, and you also held that same organization up when they drafted Aaron Rodgers. So I don't get it though, Jay. I think Brett just should one day just go.
Sounds like he's having too many cups of coffee with Laura Ingraham. But look, man, this is the pot calling the kettle black. You can't. You can't. You can't. Why are you making that face?
Go, man. Don't worry about
me. You can't sit there and hold an organization hostage the way Brett Favre held the Packers hostage, and then sit here 15 plus years later and be like, oh, I don't like the way Deshaun Watson's doing. This is a new era. And I know you may not agree with it, but people were trying to have your back about player empowerment to you getting to a situation that you like. You should be appreciative that maybe if somebody doesn't like the way their organization has been handling things, that they actually stand on their own 2 feet and utilize their voice to kind of speak up. I mean, not Deshaun Watson's voice, maybe more so David Mulgeta, his agent's voice is being utilized to speak up, but I'm okay with all that.
It's time for Straight Talk, brought to you by Straight Talk Wireless. You have to think about it from this perspective, though. You could say whatever you want about Favre and holding organizations hostage every single year. It's on a whim. I want to come back to the Packers. I don't. It's precluding our ability to draft people. Key's giving us the 1 foot in, the 1 foot out, the hot potato reference, if you can see it here. But one thing that really makes this situation interesting is that I feel like this is not just sour grapes. This sort of feels like the idea that Brett Favre should be happy that the quarterback position that he helped evolve has helped all of these guys make untold riches. Just the way that Favre became a gunslinger because guys that came before him had that same image, right? So instead of sort of being on the same quote-unquote team, as a quarterback, I helped move this league forward, and now it's residually benefiting you, Deshaun Watson, in terms of making more money, getting more shine. I almost think there should be a quarterback fraternity. There's only a small group of people together that have helped elevate this league, and they're both of them.
Well, there used to be.
You think there's a divide?
It was a quarterback. It was called a quarterback club.
Okay.
It used to be, when I played, there was a quarterback club, and there was only maybe 4 people outside of the quarterback club that was in it. Okay. Jerry Rice, Junior Seau, myself, and then maybe like Deion Sanders.
Okay, so like the mid-90s, late 90s
but
type.
All the quarterbacks had separated themselves from the NFLPA.
Okay.
And this was that time when I was playing. And so it was all about the marketing and all the different stuff off the field things. And there was only a handful of people that were in the quarterback club. But Brett Favre has always been different than the typical quarterback. The typical quarterback got to stand up tall. Hey, how you doing? The shirt and tie, go to the dinners. Right. That was never Favre. So
that added to his mystique and appeal.
And that's where he is now. He's never been a straight lace, I'm going to do it and say things by the book like all the rest of the quarterbacks. He just never was that way. You could go as far back as his playing days and look at his press conferences and some of the things that he said in those press conferences when he was at the height of his career under Mike Holmgren. That's who Brett is.
Right.
Now he's retired. He's speaking out a little bit more. And so I think it becomes a little bit of a shock to us. And as far as what Jay was saying, the player empowerment situation has been going on for a while. Now, is Brett Favre happy? Brett Favre made a ton of money. So I'm sure he's happy about where the quarterbacks are in terms of the money side of things. Where he made the mistake at is basically telling Deshaun Watson to shut up and throw the football. That's not right.
I know we got to run, but the real quick thing about Favre is he's always been the everyman. If he was playing today, he wouldn't be posting his outfit on IG walking into the stadium. He'd be like, look at my Wranglers, right? That's because he had that everyman
I don't
appeal.
wear Wranglers.
He did. He famously did, if you ever watched football in the 90s. But the one thing I would say is, I'm not saying this is right. I'm with you. I'm with Jay. I think players should be able to do whatever they want. They're human beings. But the everyman out there does say, you know what? That's a lot of money, bro. You probably should just go through football.
No, but we're not doing that though. It doesn't work like that.
I am with you. I'm just saying the everyman.
I get it. I understand exactly what you're saying, Zubin. But Brett Favre shouldn't have said that. You don't say that. You do not say that, especially
100%.
in sports.
100%.
When you've been in that position before, you don't say it.
No doubt. As I said, it's a quarterback club. They should be in lockstep together.
I know we got to go to break, but whether or not it's a quarterback club or not, you don't say things like that. I don't give a damn what nobody say.
I agree.
You just don't.
Brett Favre's made tens of millions of dollars, but can relate to a guy that's made tens of thousands of dollars a year. That's all I'm saying.
Be
That's all I'm
quiet
saying.
and play football and accept your money.
Right. All right, Jay. Fair and balanced. We report. You decide. We caught that one. All right. On the way, Tom Brady in New England. Is it still cool to root for him this Sunday after he willingly left as a free agent? Key and Jay are on totally different ends of this. That's on the way after Jay has this from Granger.